And I think having Kath come into the classroom was just a validation for me that I did have complete control, that the students were taking direction from me, and that we had a really good class dynamic.
You do information sessions beforehand, you do some role plays around giving and receiving feedback, and you start to build a rapport with your peer partner before they actually come into your classroom.
We met each other over coffee and it was really relaxed, and we opened up about what we were interested in having the other person critique and look at and observe in particular.
It's not the way you fix bad teaching, it's the way you teach, full stop.
You end up sharing resources because you can deploy them in a different way.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what things other people are using and how they're putting stuff together. So you see it and you think, well, actually, just, a little bit of tweaking, I could use that in a different way in my room.
I learnt about my vulnerabilities in my teaching practice. I learnt to reflect on that practice. I got reassurance from participating in the observation of other people's classes.
For me, actually, Tina made a really important observation, which it really framed something in a way that I hadn't thought about before. I think I come across as a very confident person, and I'm really into my technology and a bit of a geek, and I have all this stuff going on, and there's lots of colour and movement and all the rest of it. And she really challenged me. She said, well, actually, you're doing all this stuff, but actually, are you prepared to come out from behind all of that and actually engage face to face with the students with a little bit less?
And I have had the pleasure of working with teachers who not only do law as Kath has, but in accounting and in marketing. So I've got to see classes in different sort of areas, and how teachers and lecturers use different, whether it be technology, whether it be storytelling or role play or games or projects, to engage their students. If you've got that opportunity to improve yourself and improve your teaching every year, well, why not jump on that?
Your views were so refreshing to me.
Thanks.
Honestly,
and likewise.
I had never thought about the things that you thought about, ever. And I was just like, wow.
I think it's a sign of just a general good practice. It's certainly been the case for a long time in research that peer review is an important part of the process, whether it be publications or grants or whatever it is.
It's a really, really solid, helpful and empowering and celebratory experience. So okay.
Affirmation of various things. Even if you're doing the right things, you often don't know that you're doing the right things, or you wonder, gee, is this really the right way to do it? So because a lot of it was affirmation and confirmation, some of the things we did. And so when Falk came to one of my lectures and I went to one of his, a lot of it was, well, I noticed you did that, that worked really well, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's given me 3 key things for my practice, and they would be resilience, confidence, and also reflection.
I even found the little booklet that we get with the dimensions of teaching. I actually ended up using that to plan my classes.
If I were the dictator of the world, I'd say everybody do it.
What I chose was an area where I was just sort of struggling for new ideas, struggling for something fresh. So, and I got it.
I would suggest though that you do 2 cycles of peer partnership, and the reason I would suggest that is because in that first cycle it's very much around that you have a focus on, oh, someone's coming into my classroom, what will they think of me? What happens if this class doesn't go? So what if this is, one of those classes where I'm going to be a little bit disappointed? Whereas when you go through a second cycle, it's really about the observation and the feedback.
It is terrifying, but do it because it is the best experience.